Hi, and welcome, big welcome to you.
Yeah, big welcome. So we'd love to get to know you and us together a little bit more. So Anthony, how did you get onto your path? How did you start doing breath work, and what led up to all of this for you?
Well, it's interesting that we're here, Amy, because I'm Anthony and this is Amy. It's interesting that we're here.
In Bali.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
10 years since we've been in Bali.
Well, 5 years for me, 10 years for you.
10 years for me, that's right. And this is where it all started, about 13 years ago for me, when I first started coming here about 16 years ago, 17 years ago, and I was here to meditate, really. I'd been in India for 4 years, and I came here to sit for another 3 years because I was changing my life from the old A-train business life, restoring old buildings in Italy, and I really wanted to bring some value. And I thought, well, why not come to some sacred places and study and do yoga and practice and learn and be silent? So that's why I came out to Asia.
And that was what year?
2006 first came, so 2006, and the first 10 years were in, first 3 or 4 years were in India, so 2002, so.
Right, I came to Bali in 2009, and I just fell in love with it, like as if I have been here all of my life. Like something just came alive inside of me, being in not just the tropics, but in Bali in particular. Very deep, sacred feeling. And we've learned a lot from the Balinese over the years of living here. And, you know, when we met though, we met right away, really, when I first came. We were two, had another partner, I was with a partner, and we were just friends for the first 4 years. And around that time, what was it, like 2010, 11, you started getting into breath work.
That's right. That's right. I'd had problems with my health, and that really catapulted me into online breathwork. I just started doing breathwork, and then I got ill and I had to work online only, and that's when it all went crazy.
Yeah, by that time, though, that was more like 2015, huh? Can you tell us a little bit more about the early stages? Like, how did you first start breathwork? And what got you going? And because yoga barn was a really big part of that, and packing rooms from the very beginning somehow just came easy for you, huh?
Well, it just was what it was. I was astounded. I was astonished. I was, at the time, I was an investor in yoga barn, and so I started to practice there once a week on Sunday mornings. And after a few weeks, the room was too small, and there'd be queues outside, and I was utterly amazed and grateful, and in deep, deep prayer and just witnessing this thing that wanted to happen. So it wasn't really that I worked very hard. It was the most natural. I think that's one key point, is that I wasn't trying, and it was just wanting to happen so much. And I remember the first time I was paid for doing this work, and I had $75 in my hand after a session, and I think 5-10 years before, I was making, sometimes over $1 million in a year, and to have $75 in my hand was much more meaningful.
Is that because you loved it?
I think it's because I was doing what I was meant to be doing.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And then over time, I can remember us being away and you saying, all I want to do is just write my books. You were just deep in writing, and I kept saying to you, but I think it's so great that you do your work with people, because you're just such a natural at it. And this was way later, 4 years later, after we had been, from a client-therapist relationship, transitioning into like really good friends, and then eventually 4 years later transitioning into being a couple, and you really just wanting to write. But you decided to take that leap and actually be with people in groups.
Well, I also wanted you.
So you just did what I said.
Why don't you tell us why? You tell us why I wanted you. What were you doing at the time? What made you so compelling?
Well, I think that's a question for you, actually. Well, I mean, I know I just came to Bali in 2009 from a good friend saying, well, you have to come here. And this was before there was no vegetarian food. There was no, fresh, cold-pressed juice. Now you can find it on every corner here. The yoga barn was only around for a very short time. And I was just trying to find a way to be able to stay here for a while. So I decided I was going to do raw food chef trainings in my detox courses in Bali. And right away, it just went super well. And we had big groups, and I could stay in Bali. I found a way to stay and create a whole business I did for the next 10 years, teaching in this way. And that's when you and I became closer and closer and closer. I don't know exactly what happened other than I just thought you were the most wonderful man I had ever met.
Are you trying to tell me you didn't have a plan? Honestly. No, I'm just kidding.
I had a plan to love you.
Yeah.
However, wherever that love went.
It was a magical unfolding. The whole thing was a magical unfolding.
It really was.
Strongly recommend it to be in friendship first, huh?
Yeah, friendship is really the way, huh?
Yeah.
God, I wish I'd known that sooner.
Yeah, me too. I would have saved a lot of hearts, I think, including my own, if I'd known that.
Yeah. And then you got really ill in Bali, and things really were not, all looked so beautiful and glossy. But then we started getting into more the kind of underbelly and really realizing that we had to leave.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful to be back now. This is 10 years since I left this island, and it has such beauty, and I also honestly feel some sadness about what's continued to happen. The rice fields are becoming a rarity rather than a norm, and us foreigners have just kept coming and bringing in our habits and our needs, and the infrastructure here just can't cope with it. And I see sad faces. I see sadness on the faces of the Balinese too.
Yeah, our Balinese friends are crying over what tourism is doing here to Bali, and it's really for us because we've been coming here for so long and feel a part of the culture. It's like I didn't want to come in a way because I feel like I'm contributing to so much destruction. It's all about change, of course, but when a culture like this that has monsoons begins to have a drought from so much concrete, it's like, wow, what are we doing? Are we a part of the problem, or are we a part of the solution here? And I think if every foreigner became a part of the solution, things would really change, because ultimately it's the Balinese and the Indonesians that will be stuck with all this concrete if no more foreigners can come here, like during COVID times. How are they going to grow their food? What about their ancient rice fields that is really sacrilege to sell in their culture?
Yeah.
So it's been challenging.
So that needs to be spoken to, not avoided. And so this trip is really about coming back to say thank you. Thank you for all the lessons we learned, and to bow to the gods on the island and the spirits here and the people here, and how kind they've been to us all the way along, how kind and noble that they've been. And so we've come to hopefully give back our hearts to this beautiful place, and to say a deep thank you, and to tread lightly.
Exactly. So thank you, Bali. Thank you. I don't know when we will come again, but we're so grateful to be here now. And just as we walk in this short time that we're here, it's a feeling of gratitude for all that we've received, because this island's given us so much. We had a retreat center here called the Ark and Alchemy Cafe and teaching, and it just like was an incubator to really set us up for coming back into Italy and into Europe and the States and teaching and doing our work there. Without this foundational step, I don't know how we would have done it, but then you went on to, in 2015, to be the first person to do breathwork online and start all of that online. And you've influenced thousands and thousands and thousands of people into breathwork because of your courage to have regular meetings with Zoom and educate Zoom on what teachers need. You were foundational in Zoom becoming a huge platform for teachers in those early days. And then, with us starting ASHA in Italy, our next retreat center, our goal became clean air, clean water, clean soil, because we've seen such destruction in Asia and other parts of the world that we foreigners are a huge part of. And to begin to continue to take back our range of possibility of how we can not only get back in Bali, but wherever we go, and take more care of earth, of clean water supply, clean air supply, because wow, it's such a rarity here in Asia, really.
Yeah, this is definitely a challenge that we face in today's time and age, that we travel so easily and we don't have we're not light-footed. We tend to dominate and put our flag in the ground and make claim, and nothing lasts, not even us. So we could be more careful. We could be more caring and more careful. So we're here just for these few days, and we wanted to use this opportunity to say thank you publicly to this wonderful island and the people. And also, because this is our About page, just to talk a little bit about breathwork, because we've talked about the what happened, but I hope you find on our website, I hope you find it intriguing and compelling, and I hope you find that the closer you come, the more intriguing and compelling it becomes for you, because what we have been chosen to do is to convey a transmission. And it's not just the breath, it's what the breath makes us aware of and how we can use it in our lives for detoxing and nutrition and cleansing and spiritual awareness and prayer and health and relationship and on and on and on, business, corporate world, whatever it might be. But it's a transmission, and it's a transmission that's been kept secret for millennia. Some people have had to really jump through hoops for decades in order to learn the techniques that we have distilled and diluted and represented in a digestible way. So please check us out and know that you can come and see us at our wonderful ASHA, Alchemy School of Healing Arts in Tuscany in Italy, at any time. We'd love to see you.
And hey, one more thing, very important, that Bali gave us.
Us.
Yeah.
They gave us us.
Yeah, we met here in 2010.
That's right.
And wow, little did I know this majestic man that I saw sitting in front of me from a bit of a distance. I just remember your beautiful golden brown skin and your long silver hair. And I just thought, wow, who is that person? I need to know him. So thanks for being my best friend. And then eventually my husband and my love. And all these beautiful, amazing, crazy adventures that we go on.
It's really been an honor. Thanks. See you again soon.
Bless.